toward process-centric information technology, in summary, is really the trend of separating business processes from the application. In the past, when we've built application programs, the business processes were either separated within the programs, but in a proprietary way via some sort of tables or frameworks, or they were separated, or they weren't separated at all. And what the trend toward process-centric IT is really separating these in a standards-based way, in a way that allows us to change and modify the process without having to change the underlying applications. Two new technologies are driving the emergence of process-centric IT, both of which are supported by service-oriented architecture. So service-oriented architecture is the division of business functions and applications into services based upon standards which, both data and technical standards which allow interoperability. So two technologies are helping drive process-centric IT. The first is the continuation of those standards into the process area that allows processes to benefit from the same interoperability. And the second emergence is the emergence of technologies that are loosely called business process management, which are technologies to design, model, and orchestrate business processes, including the embedding of business activity monitoring, to provide for a feedback loop that allows companies to develop their strategy, implement their processes, measure the value of those processes, and improve those processes on a continuous basis. I think the main business driver behind process-centric IT is the IT organizations that are moving past cost-cutting and moving into, or coming back to where they were in the 1990s, where they need to begin focusing on adding value. And process-centric IT is one of the trends that an IT organization can use to add value, because it relates the applications and what IT builds more directly to what the business requirements are, and it helps the business understand the IT systems better. We think there are two challenges that may slow the adoption of process-centric IT. The first would be the failure of standards to keep pace with the market, or worse, the emergence of competing standards, which would slow down the benefits of interoperability and the value of some of the tools. And the second trend would be the adoption of process centricity, or process-centric IT, as an IT-led initiative, and the failure of IT organizations to work with and incorporate business as an equal partner in the design and development of the applications. The primary place we see people focused on process-centric IT today, Jamie, is by using it to build applications, which are sometimes in the market called composite applications. And these applications are ones which require you to orchestrate or coordinate a process as opposed to a more collaborative interaction, which something like Web 2.0 is addressing. But these are very process-centric, where they have to use services and information and data from multiple systems. Two examples we see are a number of banks beginning to look at this technology for account opening, for the process of helping clients set up their accounts and get the right accounts and selling them more work. And another example is a utility company that we work with that's using this to procure their streetlights. It sounds like a simple function, but in reality it requires the orchestration of a lot of different systems. We think that in 5 years we won't be talking a lot about process management and process-centric IT the way we are today, because it will have become a standard software engineering technique for us. Just like we don't talk about component-based software engineering as much today because it's what we do a lot of, we think process management, business process management, and process-centric IT will be one of our standard approaches to software design and software engineering. I think in summary, what we have to remember is that process-centric IT is first and foremost a way for the IT organization to build applications which can begin to deliver more of the promise of flexibility and agility that we've long sought to deliver to business. And I think the second key takeaway for IT professionals to remember is that this is a fundamental shift or change to the application architecture of our solutions.